Hey everybody. Um, so today I'm going to tell you all about myself, what my company does, and anything related to restaurants. If you have got any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. So, my name is Arisha, and I'm a restaurant and hospitality consultant who works in Pakistan, primarily in Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, and I have opened up multiple restaurants. Um, the major projects of mine are Steak by CFU, we did Muse, we did Snow Bros, we do consultation for Sweet Affairs in Lahore, we do it for Bara in Lahore, we have done Hot Pot tonight. So you see, there are different projects that we have been doing all along, and I am the CEO and I am the managing partner of this company. And I try my level best to give everybody, the customers, our clients, the best results that I could actually give. And so people normally think that opening up restaurants is very easy, like it's peanuts, but it's not. If you throw peanuts, you get monkeys. It's that simple. Opening up a restaurant, it's not like that, making food at home. Opening up a restaurant carries massive overheads, like I have spoken about them in my previous videos. Opening a restaurant means that you have to pay to your staff, you have to buy inventories, you have to meet the hygiene levels, food safety levels, and everything else. But people normally they don't even know how food costing is done, the especially the new ones, the ones who are just doing it for fun. This restaurant job or restaurant business is not at all about um, doing something as leisure. It is a proper business, and it includes mathematics, it includes operations, systems, name it, you have it there, and you are facing live customers. I'll give you an example. If you have served a meal and in that meal there is a hair from the kitchen and the customer has found out that hair, what would you do? You can't do anything about it except apologizing to them, because that is your mistake. Somebody in the kitchen is not wearing a hairnet. So you see, these small little things affect uh, the customer service. It affects the experience. It uh, People doubt the hygiene levels in the kitchen. So if that customer with the hair in his food complains, he must be thinking in his head that the kitchen is dirty. They don't care about what's happening inside the kitchen. I am not sure if I'm going to come back again or if I'm not going to come back again. So these all things matter a lot. Then there is another big issue that comes with it, that is taste palette. You and me, we can have a totally different taste palette. Some people take more salt, some people take less salt. So when you have to find that balance, you have to strike that balance where you know that you'll have less complaints about the taste of the food. So these people think that restaurant business is very easy to run, but when you get into it, when you are deep and deep into it, it gets very complicated. What saves you from the complications is if your systems are in place. And mostly restaurants, because they are new, the owners are new, um, they don't have a previous experience of running a restaurant. They normally don't know what and how to run a restaurant. So this is one of the biggest challenges that me as a restaurant consultant face, because it is said that little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and people uh, who doesn't know how to run a business, they think they have a lot of knowledge while they do not. And that, for uh, a consultant, it becomes a situation of friction, because of the reason that ha- you can't teach a blind man how to see until and unless they go through that mistake and then they come back and say, yes, you were right. So there are different things that we face. So that is why I always keep saying that system is everything, operations are everything, uh, customer service is everything. You can get a customer once through marketing, through PR, through word of mouth, but you can never ever get a customer back if you're not welcoming and you don't give the customer experience that is memorable. So, to create that, people need to understand the psychology of hospitality, which people don't. And even if sometimes, as consultants, we try, we people do not understand. People think that we might be joking, or this is not possible. Everything is possible. uh, there have been situations, like, for example, I'll tell you that. So I was consulting for a restaurant in Lahore, and over there, the house was full, almost 50 people sitting. The capacity was 50, and 50 people were there present. Tables of, you know 12 people, one family, a couple, people on date, people celebrating their occasions, something going on in their lives, all that. And suddenly, the blower in the kitchen stopped working. What happened was that the smoke started coming inside the dine-in area. And when that started happening, we had to do something about it. And it was all of a sudden house full, blowers gave up on you, and you are filling up with smoke in your dining area. Now imagine, how would you deal with that situation in that point? And the guy we called to fix this problem had to take almost 1 hour to be there to fix it. So I basically personally went to every guest, and I requested them that we have a waiting time of 1 hour. And the reason is, I was truthful, the reason is our blower has given up on us. There is some malfunction that happened in the kitchen. I am extremely sorry. I really want your experience to be the best experience tonight, but bear with me for just 1 hour and I will make it up to you. So every single person there actually waited for that whole 1 hour, and without a single complaint, and they got the best meal of their life, because we put in extra efforts just to make everything right, so we can make up for it. Because customers, once they leave with a bad experience, they would never think of coming back. And these days, now because of social media, things have gone so far that people start giving bad reviews. And bad reviews do affect a restaurant's position in the market. Not a single bad review that night. Everybody was supportive just because I did not go to them with an excuse that was unacceptable. I went there with the reason that was the original reason, and every single person at that point in the kitchen was not a customer or a guest. They were people standing with us thick and supporting us in that time because they wanted to have best food, I guess. So this is how hospitality is done, and at the end of the day we served every single person dessert, and we thanked everybody personally. Even after they left, we called them up the next day, and because we have a rule to take telephone numbers for the customers, just in case if somebody forgets something or if something happens, we should have a number that we can call on. So we called them up the next day, we apologized for what happened, and we wished them luck, and we wanted them to come back again. And most of the customers did. They called whenever they used to come in, they used to call me that we want to meet Alicia, and they used to place an order with me, though I was a consultant, because they believed in me maybe so much that uh, you know things change. So sometimes you have to be extra kind, generous, and truthful to run this business. If you're not, I mean, the business can go sideways any given day, and restaurants do have a bad day. If you see a restaurant having a bad day, uh, or there is something not good with your food, something bad happened, of course, you are a paying customer. Please do not make an extreme fuss about it. You can always call the manager, the order taker, or anybody responsible, and you can tell them that please fix this issue, and they would happily do it, because some days you don't have any idea how difficult it is to be in the kitchen when it is busy, and human error is always possible. So next time when you are in a restaurant and some mistake happens by the kitchen, uh, call somebody and they will fix it. uh, Sometimes, yes, the uh, the host gets rude. They are less educated. They don't have any training or knowledge about how to treat a guest, which is something that I have experienced as well as a customer. And where, uh, because sometimes people just hire because they are low on staff. They do not see that whether the person is trained enough or not to take care of your business. And when that happens, these things happen. So you have to make sure that the person you are hiring is actually trained. And if not, and if that person is not trained, kindly please train that person, or contact us so we can jump in and fix your issues and train your staff, fix your P&Ls, control your wastage and pilferages, and make things easier for you. Because again, I would say opening a restaurant is very, very easy. Running is uh, the whole thing. Running it is a whole thing. It is As I always say, it is not a restaurant business, it's a firefighting business, and you have to firefight every second of the day, especially at nights when the shifts are closing. You don't get time for your own self because the restaurant starts early in the morning and shuts at late at night, and all that time the owners, the consultants, the responsible ones have to be present. If they are physically present in that place or not, they still have to be present. And so it's not a job that doesn't require attention. It requires not just your attention, it requires all of you, all your presence, your concentration, and everything. So I think restaurant owners need to understand that. And before opening up a restaurant, they should study a little about it. And mostly I've seen the restaurant owners, they don't even know what break even is, or maybe what food costing is, what prime cost is. How do you balance prime cost? How, how do you actually uh, incorporate overheads into your prime cost? So these are all the mathematical things that owners need to understand. And if they do not understand this, their businesses are going to be deteriorating with time, because it is very important. The numbers are very important. 1% of wastage can eat up 1% from your profit. Please remember this. So, when you are doing numbers, don't do it emotionally. Don't do it because your competitor is charging 500 rupees for a coffee. Do it because your overheads are different, your prime cost is different, your maybe the ingredients you are procuring are like entirely different from your competitor. So you have to do your own food costing and your overhead costing, so that you are not underneath it. And sometimes it is too late, too very late uh, to get out of it. So I always say there is a graph. Well, once you open a restaurant, it's 50%. You have a chance of 50% of success, or you have a chance of 50% of failure. But if you are on 80% and that 80% is failure, even I, as a consultant, cannot bring it back to 20%. I can take it back 30%, but 80% is going to be one of the most difficult things, or next to impossible things to do, because the market now sees you in a different light. And when a customer starts perceiving you as a failure, you can't do anything about it. That is why the restaurants shut. That is why when you don't retain your customer, you don't take care of your prime cost, your ingredient quality starts dropping. One day you are selling an expensive some burger with some expensive cheese. After 6 months, you are selling the same burger with an inexpensive cheese. So the quality drops, the taste profile drops. So when that starts happening, it means that you are not going to survive long enough. And this only happens when you do not, I repeat again, when you do not know your maths, when the math is not mathing, when you don't know your costs, you also have to understand that your calculations should be on usable costage, not on the cost that you buy things on. It should be on the cost that is usable. So there are too many different things related to this industry that people are unaware of. So if any questions you have, I am going to end this stream now. You can always comment on this stream and I am going to answer your questions as soon as possible. Till then, take care, and I'm going to see you real soon. Thank you.